This is Jerry. I'm not cool. This is Jerry. I'm a hypocrite.
Yep.
This is Jerry. I'm very mean.
Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. Critically harsh reviews with a touch of class.
Go.
Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. This is the best podcast about board.
No, it's not.
This is the best podcast that talks about board games, but not specifically
This is the best podcast.
about board games. It is the best.
This is not the. What is this the best about? Tell me what this podcast is best about.
It is best because not only do we provide quality interaction with our fans, that we ourselves are not fakes, we have integrity, and we discuss topics.
I hire a guy. He responds for me.
You don't have a media manager.
Yeah, I do.
Who? Enrique.
Yes.
Enrique can't even manage himself. Doesn't even have
He
sleeves.
fell asleep while I was trying to talk to him.
No, we're the best podcast about people.
You
We're
gotta be kidding me.
genuine. We're genuine. And on this podcast,
I am genuine.
this particular, I liked him too. He's a good rapper.
Riding ponies.
Is he a rapper? Genuine.
I think it's like R&B.
I like Bruno Mars,
Sure. 5 years ago, that would have been a great reference.
but is he not a thing now?
Billie Eilish. That's
have
where you need
no
to be.
clue who Billie Eilish
William
is.
Eyelash.
I don't know who that is.
Do you want me to show you a picture?
I do not. You the other day exposed me to what's his face? That the guy Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Yes, I do not like him.
You're
I don't like his face. I don't like his music. I don't understand him.
I can't not dance when he comes on. I feel the rhythm of the night. Rhythm is a dancer.
This episode is going to be about my top 5 games at BGG.
Big deal.
But unfortunately,
Nobody cares.
before we can get to that, we have to push through banter.
How dare
And
Push
so
through. No. If you don't want to banter, then just skip straight to your boring top
don't
five.
get to no. You have to understand the audience wants us to banter.
You like it.
I do not.
You do too.
I'll dare you. Tell me your banter. I'm ready for you.
This guy accidentally blew up his entire yard while trying to kill some bugs.
I watched that video.
Did you really?
It was comical.
Was it on E-Bomb? 'Cause I know
E-Bomb's
that's the site
World?
for you.
Yes. Is there something wrong with watching
No,
E-Bomb's
you're not
World?
old at all.
Shut up. I used to watch, there was a website that I used to look at all the time before it got taken down. Holy Taco. It got taken down, so I had to switch to E-Bombs.
Never heard of Holy Taco.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're not cool.
Exactly.
Email us at boardgamesnobs@gmail.com if you know about Holy Taco.
Email us at boardgamesnobs@holytaco.com.
No, don't do the Holy Taco. They're done. They stopped.
How do they spell holy?
HOLY as in...
So it wasn't like ironic.
No, it's as in it was sacred. The Holy Taco.
The sacred taco?
It's a sacred taco. Sacred taco.
Do you like tacos?
No, I like burritos.
I'm a burrito
I
guy.
am too. Why do you like burritos more than tacos?
Because they don't let stuff fall out.
They don't. I hate crunchy tacos. And soft tacos are just ill put together burritos.
Exactly.
Change my mind.
Change my mind. Don't at me, bro.
Okay, question before I go on.
Or we still on tacos?
Enchiladas,
Okay.
quesadillas,
Wait. Enchiladas? Check.
quesadillas,
Okay. Quesadillas?
chimichangas, or
Okay.
fajitas.
Out of all those, oh wow, you've really hit me in my whatever location.
I will judge you harshly.
What was your choices again?
Enchiladas,
Enchiladas,
quesadillas, chimichangas,
chimichangas.
and fajitas.
Well, I will tell you my story.
Okay.
When I was a young man living in Fayetteville, Arkansas, there was a place called Burrito. No, wait, El Jalisco.
Which is the hotness.
I don't know what it means.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I should know.
holistic.
Jalisco.
The healing.
I don't know what
You
it means.
a
I'm
place
sure we
called
could,
The Healing.
I'm sure we could immediately Google it.
We're not going
and
to.
edit
Go
it,
ahead.
but we're not going to. I used to always order the chimichanga. I was a big chimichanga guy when I was 18, 19. But as I grow older, I became the number 2 at Rio Verde. Now that's prone to jokes because it's the number 2. but it was the chicken enchiladas at a local restaurant, Rio Verde, the Green River, for those of you that don't speak Spanish.
Thank you for that. We are so
I
inclusive
don't know what
here.
El Jalisco means. But I know what Rio Verde means.
I know about the river.
So I was a chicken enchiladas. Literally, anytime I went to a Spanish restaurant, chicken enchiladas.
Okay.
I don't care where I'm at, chicken enchiladas. I'm a fajita guy now.
Yeah. After years of being an enchilada man myself, I haven't ate a chimichanga in years.
That's just for
That's a young man's game.
not Daredevil.
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
See,
He's
I
a
don't
chimichanga
know
guy.
Marvel characters, but I do know that
You know
Deadpool. Enchiladas are just kind of a.
They cover it up with cheese or sour cream or something.
It's
just like mush.
I don't like that
And
much.
but I mean,
need
it's good.
texture. I need texture.
Okay.
And I also with the fajitas, you got
Fajitas.
you got what you want. You know what you're going to get out of that. And it's
I used to always laugh at my mother because when we would go somewhere, she would order the fajitas. And my mother had studied Spanish. I mean, she went to Chile and married a Spanish man, a Chilean. But she would always say, I'll take the chicken fajitas. I'm like, Mom, why are you emphasizing the one word? And I never understood that. Like, you don't say that when you order tortillas. Or what about even Doritos?
Corn or wheat.
Is Doritos a Spanish word? It sounds very
it
Spanish.
does. It seems like it.
Doritos. Huh?
Huh?
Corn or wheat? You mean flour?
Yes.
Flour. All the way.
Yes.
That is not very Spanish of me.
No.
That's very white of me.
But that's okay.
That's my white side coming out.
I'm pro flour.
That's the gringo.
I
I asked my dad, what does gringo mean?
I look like powder, and I like powder. Go ahead.
And basically, he was like, well, gringo kind of is just like anybody that's not of Hispanic.
Right. What does El Jefe mean?
That's chief,
Okay.
like boss
That's what I thought.
or Jeff.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, go on to your banter. I'm sorry. I blew you away.
Speaking of blowing away,
Yeah.
this guy tried to blow away his bugs
Yeah, I said I watched that.
in Brazil.
Oh, Brazil?
He just poured gasoline in like these holes in his yard because they had roach problems. And he let it sit. And then he ignited a match. And there's a video
Of his yard.
of his yard like erupts. And the dog is like, it doesn't know what's going on. And then after all that, a roach scurries away after the explosion.
Roaches can survive nuclear blasts.
That's what I hear.
They're not. You're not going to put them out of business.
Why are roaches so survivalist?
They're like. No, don't quote.
Why
me.
can they survive a nuclear blast?
Don't quote me on this.
I never quote you on anything. I never have the words, well, Jerry said, come out of my mouth.
Okay. Well, this bullet is really good. They're like
Why'd you put it up there? Don't put it up there.
Oh, put it down here?
I can
Sorry.
see you spilling it. There you go.
tardigrades. Tardigrades are these
Tardigrades?
Tardigrades.
Sounds like you're saying it with a V.
Maybe.
It's a D.
I don't know. But so
You're talking about the little worm thing?
those little
with a
worm
bunch
things
of
that
legs,
survive in
microscopic?
space,
Right.
yes.
No, those are tardigrades
grades
with a D.
That's okay. Those things.
They're very important in Star Trek Discovery. Just saying.
I haven't watched Star Trek Discovery. I haven't discovered it yet. Don't tell me about it.
Okay.
What was I saying? Roaches.
Tardigrades.
Tardigrades.
The tardigrades of North America?
They can survive. Roaches, they have like some sort of, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Skills.
They have mad +5 survival skills.
They put a knife in their mouth and like crawl across the ground very low.
Well, you think of those have you heard the hissing cockroaches?
I've heard of them, but I've never seen one. No,
That's what
only in movies.
They hiss at you. That's disturbing.
That is very disturbing. Roaches are water bugs. Like we used to have these
Cockroaches.
giant roaches that flew when I was a kid, and everybody said, "Oh, those are water bugs."
No. They're just
Is that a
giant.
roach?
That's a roach.
It's a giant roach.
Anything that flies, I call it a roach. I don't deal with any bugs.
Anything that flies.
Anything that flies.
So
My poor kids.
American Airlines.
Yes.
Look at that big roach.
My poor kids will be outside. Mom, I caught a roach. That's a grasshopper. No, honey, that's a roach.
roach.
It's a roach. Anything's a roach.
What about bluebirds?
I don't do bugs.
There's a roach on my shoulder.
I don't do roaches. Birds, the roaches. Wingspan.
The roach of the sky.
Roach of the sky. Cockroach poker. I don't like any of it. I don't like
Oh.
bugs. I am anti-bug.
Who does like bugs?
Those people who study bugs, what do they call them?
Ornithopno.
Those are birds. Well, they call bug researchers
I did know it because of CSI.
arachnophobias.
No, that's spiders.
Those are people are afraid of spiders.
Afraid of spiders.
I don't know who studies spiders.
Arachnologist.
That sounds right.
course.
Let's go with that. I'm going to quote you on that.
Arachnologist.
Do you have any other banter that we must push through?
Oh, well, if you feel like you need to push through
I don't push it real
I've
good.
got tons of banter that we need to push through. Here's something from Apple News.
Tell me about
It was
Apple
just a
News.
mere, I just copied it instead of opening in Safari. Show an App Store. I got to download Apple News for this.
That's how he gets you from the grave. Oh, Steve Jobs. No matter what, you can't get away from him.
Welcome to Apple News.
Okay, go ahead.
On this Apple, it was Apple News on Vice. This guy says, I made my friends play a board game preparing them for death.
Okay.
Now and Then is designed to make you think about your legacy, your mortality, and your end-of-life wishes. And
Okay.
if I had time to read the article into more... At one time, I had read this article, and I was like, that is weird. It's like, what are you going to do when you die?
You're going to be dead. Next question.
You have to set up your will and
got
all
one.
this kind of stuff.
I already got my will set up.
I don't.
You don't?
I have nothing.
Yeah, you do.
What do I have?
You have your games.
Okay, well, it's going to default to my wife,
Are you serious?
and she will give them to you.
Are you serious? In my will, literally. I, Jerry Baker, this is my will and testament.
Jerry Baker! Wait, let me get my...
No, I actually have it in my will. If I die, I'm not having a funeral nor memorial. Because that's like my wife is not big on that type of thing, nor am I.
I don't. They're all depressing.
Bubba is going to be arranging the knockdown drag out party that will take place, for which will be board game related.
How much money do you have saved up for that?
I've got to take
We
care
need
of.
a good party.
And then naturally all my stuff defaults to you.
What stuff?
My stuff, my board game stuff. And
Oh.
board game related paraphernalia.
Nice.
And then you are now 100%
I will
owner.
immediately replace you with Enrique on
Yes.
the podcast.
And that is part of my will. I want you to continue on the podcast.
in memoriam.
If something happens to me,
But then every time Enrique got on, I'd be sad. I was like,
well,
oh.
get Mike.
That's Jerry.
I mean, Mike's not as good as I am, but Mike is close
Jerry,
enough.
nobody's as good as you are.
No, but you got to carry on for the
I
fans.
jive with you.
And then
we
as
jive.
soon as I die, you start that Patreon up. Where you get that sympathy money.
Jerry.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
Oh,
then I can retire.
You can retire. Oh, my yes. You see where I'm going
Thank
with
you,
this?
Jerry.
You're welcome. Even from the grave, I'm helping you. Yes, I am a friend even in the beyond.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
Hold on, wait.
And I have a few select shirts that I want to go to. Enrique.
A pencil.
I have a pair of sweatpants that's got his name on it.
Who?
Enrique, I have some sweatpants.
Are they on the butt? Does it say Enrique on the butt?
No, they just
Or juicy?
I wear them in the privacy of my own home. Okay, I can. Oh, you made me spill my bullet. Yeah, I can wear those if I want. Oh.
Okay, I've got like a story that apparently doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, go ahead.
So, no,
wanna
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't exist anymore.
Well, hand me a tissue, please.
Come on.
I'm getting teared up thinking about my demise. No.
It says the new ABC song is so terrible I can't even read anymore. One of the most widely known songs of all time is getting a remix, and it's no less than terrible.
What is it?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
They can't remix that alphabet.
P. I don't know. How do you remix that?
I don't know. You can't remix.
I'm just reading a story I saved to my phone 2 months ago. That's all. Okay, next. I can mark that one off. That was a
Okay, I'm
bomb.
done with your banter.
Wait, no, it's not banter. These are just stories.
I ain't here for stories. They're here for my top 5. My top 5 of BGG. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to do honorary mentions. I don't like honorary mentions because in the top 5 becomes a top
You know
6,
how many
7, 8, 9, or
things you
10.
say you don't like,
I
but
don't
then
like it.
you do them or you really do like them?
I make exceptions. I'm a hypocrite.
You have lost it. Okay, that's right. Okay, hold on. Let me
Get your
let me
phone.
mark that out.
Okay, you're welcome.
Emphasize that.
You're welcome.
I'm a hypocrite.
Okay,
I'm gonna mark that.
So-
That's gonna be our code open.
thank you for that. Understandably, we played several good games at BGG this year. Matter of fact, I would go on record to say that I played more good games this year than I did in previous years. Matter of fact, there were several that I thought were good, not necessarily ones that I see their potential for other people, maybe not ones I would buy. For instance, such as New Eden. I really enjoyed New Eden.
Right.
We played Homesteaders, the 10th anniversary edition. We missed out. We hadn't got to play Homesteaders by TMG Games. We had a nice game of that. It's kind of like a bidding game, engine building. I really enjoyed that. We did buy that one. A weird game that I kind of caught me off guard. Have you heard of Judge Dredd? I Am the Law.
The movie?
The board game.
The comic book?
The board game.
No.
Would you be surprised if I told you that it was published by Osprey Games?
Yes.
Would you be surprised if I told you that its designer was one Martin Wallace?
Yes.
Indeed. I was in shock.
Is Rob Schneider in it?
No. Look for him, though. Me and Enrique played Judge Dredd Helter Skelter. It is, you remember...
what does that mean?
Helter Skelter?
Yes.
That's what
Charles Manson?
Charles Manson did. It's something to do with like the end of the world.
Oh, okay.
Or disorganization. I can't remember. But Judge Dredd has these neat little miniatures. Do you remember, what's the game that was supposed to be the first-person shooter that everybody played? Adrenaline.
Yes.
Everybody liked Adrenaline. Martin Wallace took Adrenaline and fixed it and made it 4-player and made it viable.
Sounds good.
Judge Dredd. It was pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
It was. I was shocked.
It was pretty
decent. I wouldn't buy it because I'm not into it. But if you liked Adrenaline, then by all means, decent miniatures. I love the card play in it. You had your own pre-made deck of cards, and the cards had the various actions that you could use for your guys. I liked it. Me and Enrique enjoyed it. But it's not my top 5. My top 5, my number 5.
Number 5
was one that Gabi did not play, but we played with 2 people that we happened to meet, and Bubba and Enrique.
Did you shake their hands and say hello?
Hello.
Greetings.
Salutations.
Do you shake people's hands when you normally meet them?
I don't.
I try not to because of germs.
I don't because of
Fist bump?
bodily contact.
Hug?
I don't like touching people.
Kiss on both cheeks?
I like to hug Kane.
European style?
I'll hug Kane.
You hugged Kane,
but that's
yes.
different.
Has he called you yet?
He hasn't, but that's Nothing Personal. Nothing Personal was my number 5.
Okay.
Nothing Personal, which was, I believe, designed by somebody named Tom and somebody else.
Tom vacillates.
It is a game where you are influencing gangsters from the Godfather downward, and you are using these cards to place your influence tokens out, and then utilizing the actions that you have there to activate these gangsters' powers. Except in Nothing Personal, you have this neat little mechanic where you can offer money to the other people at the tables to do things for you. None of the deals are binding. It's very Chinatown-like, Lords of Vegas-like. It is very mean because you are trying to influence and get victory points. And
does it require you to say when you stab someone in the back, Nothing Personal?
No, it should. I loved it. Had one of the neatest little props in the game. This is the second edition. It had one of those big fat gold pinky rings, and whoever was in charge of the Dawn, you had that, and I was in charge the most part of the time, so I ended up just wearing that and slapping people at random. I loved it.
Did you abuse Enrique with that?
Actually, me and Enrique teamed up briefly until he stabbed me in the back.
Oh, there you go.
And
About
then
time, Enrique.
by the time the game had come to fruition, all 4 people at the table hated me. They banded together and they pushed and kingmaked one person to barely beat me.
I bet it didn't take that long for them to start hating you.
Nothing Personal. If you like something like negotiation games, definitely. It plays in an hour.
No negotiation, I say.
No negotiation. If you like Cosmic Encounter,
hate it.
Then ignore Cosmic Encounter and do this. This is excellent. I really like this. I think this is actually even a negotiation game that someone like Gabi, who doesn't like negotiation, would get into. Because
is there a way to win without negotiating?
Exactly. That's my point I was about to make. You can completely ignore negotiation and just go out here and do the cards and the influence, and negotiation is tacked on as another element that kind of adds a little flair to it. And I really liked it. Really liked it. Recommended it. If you are in a negotiation, Nothing Personal, second edition, one of the funnest games I played at the con. My fifth funnest game.
Duly noted.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Circadian's First Light.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get to play that.
You didn't get to play that.
I almost ordered it when I saw it available for pre-order because it was from my man Shim.
It's not by Shim. It's by Sam.
Sam? Is that his brother?
Sam Phillips. I don't know. But Shim Phillips runs Garfield Games, which is the publisher, also Renegade Games. Circadian's First Light is
Bubba started reading that comic, Garfield.
He did. He's working on it. It's very colorful, and it had some very interesting mechanics. It's a dice placement, and as you all know, I hate dice placement.
Yeah, we know that.
Roll your dice.
Even though the last 5 you absolutely love. Go ahead.
You don't know what you're talking about. Roll your dice. Use this dice on your personal player board, and on your personal player board, you can do one or two things. You can put your dice...
1 or 2, or 1 of 2?
One of 2 things.
Okay.
Put your dice on the little travel part, which are your ships that can go out and do actions, or you put it on your farm, and your farm helps you produce...
Is this in space?
Yes, it's in space.
Space farm.
You landed on this planet, and you're negotiating with these aliens. Dice was action that you use out on these workers.
Are they little dice or normal size dice?
These were little dice. I know you hate little dice because you're fat fingers, but we can use big dice.
I don't like it. I've got big fingers, and I cannot lie.
With these little dice, though, you can do big things. Because it's not the size that counts.
That's true.
It's the dice tray. And my custom hardwood by Jason Dinger rolls these little dice perfectly. So as you roll these dice and you use them to do these actions out here, there is some of that. What was that dice game I liked? Alien Frontiers.
Oh, let's see. Lorenzo, Teotihuacan.
Not that one. Alien Frontiers.
Marco Polo.
Alien Frontiers.
Alien Frontiers.
Alien Frontiers.
But you hate dice games. Go ahead.
I do. Alien Frontiers. Wow. You had these little actions that you had to put 2 dice out
Which
there.
had full-size dice, by the way.
And different other places. And it has a solo to it. There's something very interesting about the little negotiation track, which I won't get into. But Circadian's First Light by Renegade Games and Garfield Games. Sam Phillips. I really enjoyed it. Caught me by surprise. The artwork is something I don't generally like. But there you go. Oh,
Circadia's of what?
Circadian's First Light.
Circadian.
It should just have come out.
Okay.
Loved it. Also has a solo, so I'd be interested in that. I missed one of my honorary mentions. I feel ashamed. Marco Polo 2. We just put out a podcast on Marco.
That's an honorary mention?
Yes.
Wow. Because when we ran into each other after you played, you're like, oh my God.
Only reason, let me say this.
And you freaking love regular Marco Polo.
Here's the deal. I love regular Marco Polo. Marco Polo 2 is better. It fixes the small complaints that I had with Marco Polo, the original. It fixes them. I will be getting Marco Polo 2. I like it that much. I have thought about this intently. The only reason that I had...
Why is this just not a revised edition?
Here's why. So the traveling...
Glad I asked.
The traveling in the regular Marco Polo was optional. You didn't have to travel. In Marco Polo 2...
Enrique just stayed at home.
You have to travel to get contracts.
Oh.
I love that. There's also this other wild resource that you use to get better actions, which I normally don't like that type of thing. It works,
Wild spice.
It works very well. It's
Ganja.
Chinese jade.
Oh.
Not ganja. Isn't that marijuana?
Yes.
We're not into that.
You don't know what they're doing. Maybe Marco Polo was into it.
He wasn't into ganja. They didn't have ganja. They had opium. They had poppies.
Oh, yeah. Kicked it up a notch.
Either way,
Poppy seeds make you test positive for heroin.
Highly recommend Marco Polo 2. And
all I did was have a Subway sandwich.
And the only reason it's not...
I'm not taking heroin.
The only reason it's not on my top 5 is because I thought it was too close to Marco Polo.
But
I know.
That's stupid.
I'm a hypocrite. But I also wanted to spotlight these other games. My number 3, Yukon Airways.
Okay.
Loved Yukon Airways. It was on your list as well.
It was.
Yukon Airways is a great... man, it has dice in it. Full-size dice. And the dice are just utilized.
Another dice game Jerry enjoys. Shocker.
It's pretty good. It's good, and its theme is thick.
The theme is good.
I love a good thick theme.
I posted it on Instagram, but I didn't get to post the player board, your personal player board, which is like a dashboard of an airplane.
It's great.
With dials and gauges.
I love dials.
It's great.
Love dials. I'm going to dial it up to 11. Yukon Airways, when that comes out, by all means.
You love Dial soap? Antibacterial.
I like Dove. The chocolate.
The best one is Lever 2000.
The chocolate tastes better than the soap.
That's true. But not the bird.
Masters.
You ever ate Dove the bird?
I've went dove hunting, yes, and I've ate dove wrapped in bacon. My dad made me go dove hunting.
With a shotgun?
Yes, with a shotgun.
Bam.
Bam. That's exactly what it sounds like. Bam.
I can't hunt. I love eating meat. No, I'm a hypocrite.
You're a hypocrite.
I love to eat meat, but I can't kill anything myself.
Well, of course, growing up, my dad.
I love deer, venison. I can't kill a deer.
I haven't gone hunting since.
They're majestic animals.
Many
Almost killed one with
years.
my truck the other day when he ran across the road in front of me. And I was trying to turn my CB to channel 2 so I can go into the scale house. Hashtag trucker talk.
The scale house?
Yeah. You got to be weighed. I can't be over 84,000. You can't be over 80,000 if you go on the interstate. Yes.
Wait.
Not me personally. Hey, you, fatso. Time for your physical. Oh, no.
The scale house. Oh.
That's what they should call Weight Watchers, the scale house.
Yeah. That reminds me. There's this website that you can go to, and you can basically place a bet that you're going to lose X amount of weight by a certain time.
I mean,
so here's the deal. So it's like you go and get weighed by your doctor, whatnot, and they do your weight. And
hello, Dr. Whatnot.
Dr. Whatnot says you're 320 odd pounds.
20 odd.
You're 48 stone.
48 stone?
How much is a stone?
I don't know.
Our British people should know this.
A lot.
I don't know.
I think it's a pretty good amount.
A stone?
Yeah, like 20 pounds maybe?
They act like when I've lost a stone.
I've passed one.
When you pass a stone and you lose a stone, it's different. Anyways, but on this website, you basically are saying, I'm going to lose 40 pounds in 6 months. And then you pay X.
14 pounds. I was pretty close. I said 20.
You pay X amount of money.
Stone is 40 pounds.
You pay X amount of money each month. And if you meet your goal, you get that back plus interest.
What's the name of this site? I need it. I need motivation.
You just
motivation.
You're just gonna lose your money. You're gonna be homeless. Whatever. I bet 5,000 I can lose this 100 pounds in 6 months.
I can do it. I need that.
Oh yeah.
Nothing motivates you like money. Am I right?
Am I right? Number 2. Masters are. My number 2.
That's the highbrow humor you come here
Love
for.
it. Masters of Renaissance. Of course you did it on the most pompous game ever. Masters of Renaissance, the card game.
Oh, awesome.
Man, Simone Luciani knocked it out of the park.
And it's not even...
He knocked
cards
it.
are a part of it, but cards are in the original game. There's
But that little
But there's a board. There's marbles.
Here's the thing. I don't like games that they take the big game and they caduce it down.
How many times you say, I don't like, and then your very next phrase talks about how much you do like
I
that
don't
very
know
much.
because I have no self-awareness. Okay, so leave me be. Simone Luciani knocked it out of the park again. They took Lorenzo, which I love, and they conduced it down into a small game. There's this neat little tray for which you select either a row or column of these marbles, and then those marbles give you those resources. You take the excess marble and you move it, and it resets for you. You just have to see it to believe it. It's a very unique little mechanism that just adds to the game. The game, of course, now since it's been conduced, it's very themeless, but you get that Lorenzo feel in a quick, short game. I love it. I'm going to buy
It does give you it's completely themeless. They have the tacked on theme that's similar to Lorenzo, but yes. It is Lorenzo quickly.
I love it. I love it. It was your number 1, and I love it.
It was great.
My number 1
Drum roll.
is also by Simone Luciani. Barrage.
Oh, yeah, I didn't play that one.
I played Barrage twice at BGG. I taught it once. I read the rule book and demoed it once. I was blown away by it. This is a brass level game for me. And the reason...
Really?
Yes. This is a game for which I can very easily...
You're number 1.
I can very easily see it being in my top 10. I can very easily see it in my top 5. It is a potential top 1 for me.
Good grief.
It was amazing. The one thing I'm not pleased about is hearing from the Kickstarter backers that Cranio Games apparently had a bad Kickstarter on it, and now they basically have released a retail that was very limited, that was better quality of the Kickstarter, and there's been a lot of controversy about it. It's not available yet, even though it has a 2019 release date. I think January is when the actual release date of 2020 is when it's going to be out more available. But Barrage is a game for which you're basically diverting water from the mountains down through your dams and through your powerhouses and generating energy. Energy produces victory points, and you sell that energy and so forth. It
sounds really exciting.
It is brass, but violent. Instead of utilizing brass like you're working to kind of benefit each other, but also kind of steal victory points. You know, you need coal, I build here. In Barrage, it's I have built this network, I'm going to get this water, and I am fighting you for it.
How do you fight?
You fight by building your dam one step up, and then diverting that water to your powerhouses, and then they build their dam over here to intercept.
How many times did you say, damn?
It was, I did that the entire time. Dan Blanchett.
Dan Blanchett.
It was great. I cannot emphasize this enough.
Like Tony the Tiger says.
If you are a brass fan, if you like those heavy Euros, if you like something for which it's not only just a Euro, but it's resource management, it's tight, and it is very much...
The board game Euro, not the currency.
In your face interaction.
Euro face.
With other players. Barrage needs to be on your list.
It's in the name.
Watch
I'm
it.
putting a barrage on you.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
From Jerry Baker.
It is amazing.
Wow. I wish I had played it.
I wish I
sat down. We went in there to learn it, but no one would come teach us.
I think
we went to the hot games room. Some dude was teaching it, and Jerry was like watching over the shoulders of people, and I sat down at the next table that also had Barrage, but no one came over to teach us.
Okay, so after you left, I got it from the library. A library had a copy. I took it to the main ballroom. I sat down to learn it. Jason Dinger come by and taught me this game to myself and Dudley. Oh, Dudley.
Oh, yeah.
Dudley played it with us.
Nice.
We played one rule kind of wrong, which I fixed later because I took the rule book and I read it again. And then the next morning, we went to the hot game room at BGG.
The morning?
Yes. Here's the thing. Played it once. Jason taught it once.
Rebecca De Mornay?
I was ready to teach it myself. I went and taught another individual how to play it. Me and Enrique played another game. This guy was an 18XX player.
Ooh.
He loved it.
Did he beat you?
Beat us soundly using very sound tactics, and I enjoyed this game immensely. If you're an 18XX fan, if you're a brass fan, put Barrage on your list when it comes out in January.
That's a barrage of praise coming from Jerry.
I am. Since it has technically the BGG stamp of it being released in 2019, it puts it in the running for the game of the year.
Game of the year. If only I had played it.
If only you played. But anyway, so there it is. I loved this year at BGG. I love Barrage. I love Yukon Air
BGG
Race.
is great.
It was awesome.
I love BGG.
It was
I love the new place.
Awesome.
I love the new location.
Well, that's BGG. We love BGG. It's our favorite. That's the only con.
Maybe one of these days they'll invite us to come and they'll sponsor us and we can fly down there from Paris.
Send the plane. Send the plane, Board Game Geek. Anyways, we thank you for listening. Send us an email at boardgamesnobs@gmail.com. As we get closer to the end of the year,
we love reaffirmation.
We are going to be having the coveted Snobby Awards. Send in your nominations to BGG.
Well, we have a few that we said would send in their nominations.
We had a few, but I'm a man.
You're going to open it up?
I want to hear.
Man of the people.
I'm a man of the people.
Are you?
I am.
Okay.
I want to hear what everybody says.
All right. Well,
I'm inclusive.
You know what? That's okay because we only have like 10 people that regularly email us.
And we can't just go by what Denver tells us. Denver, Troy, and Joe G, they all said this. And Frankie of the North said this. And so that's what it is.
Soul Train and Giuseppe. Trevor. I can name off everyone if you want to.
Huff and Jason. That's it.
That's it.
Is it sad that you can name all your fans? Is that a thing?
We have gotten a few more on Facebook and Twitter that I'm not familiar with. And
what does Dudley think?
They've started to respond more regular, and I'm like, I don't know you, but keep it up. You keep it up, and I will know you. And maybe someday we'll meet at the next BGG.
Yes, and
that's the only con we will ever go to.
And then you'll get physical contact like Kane, and then you'll get harassed to play games with us like like Dudley, and then you'll have to make us some custom hardwood like Jason, and send us meat like the Huff.
There you go. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this podcast. I'm Gabby.
This is Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.